Hello, this is Tondalyn tuning in live with TINS Network. How's everybody doing? What does TINS stand for? TINS is Think It Not Strange. So let me share this TINS moment with you. So I received a text this morning, and on the text it said, Tondalyn, can you please lend me some of your strength? And I responded back and I said, what made you say that? What made you ask me that? And they said, because you seem to always have an answer. And you seem to know how to deal with situations and problems. So I just felt that I would send you a text and ask you if you can please give me some, because I really need it, and I really need it now. So my response to them was, okay. And I said, let me share something with you. One of the things I want you to know is that this is not a perfect world, but I really wish it was. Nobody on this earth, I believe, have walked through this earth and not had to have dealt with a situation, not had to deal with some type of obstacle, some type of adversities in your life. Everyone has had some ups, some downs. We've all had them. We've all been in a place where we didn't know how we was going to make it to the next week, or how am I going to deal with this situation? What am I going to do with these things that I'm dealing with right here? Some of the things I'm going to share with you that I've dealt with in my life, and that were struggles. One of the things was I dealt with rejection. Rejection, which leads to isolation. And I never, ever could stand for anyone to reject me. Right? And if I felt rejected, then I would do whatever I could to not feel that feeling. Yes, me, Tondalyn. See me with these glasses on, I'm hiding behind these shades. No, but sometimes we tend to do, and I've done that. I've hidden behind hurt. I've hid behind pain. I've hid behind so many different things in my life. But I had to come to the point, into a grip in my life, where I had to come from behind the shades. I used to tell people all the time that I used to have a glass wall up. You know, a lot of times people say I have this wall up so where nobody can get to me. Well, I had a glass wall up, and that glass wall, I had a glass that was perceived as a wall. And that glass was because you could see me, but I wouldn't let you touch me. And those were some very, some issues that I had to deal with, that I needed to deal with, and not even knowing that. I always knew that God was calling me to do some greater things and different things in life, but I never knew to the level. And there's still more that God is calling me to, speaking up. But I heard a woman talk about isolation. And in being in isolation, that's one of the things that I could never stand to have to go through. But I always felt isolated in different places and areas in my life. And where I felt that part of my life where I felt isolated, I felt like that place that I used to go to should have been a place of comfort, should have been a place of security. But for some reason, I felt isolated, and I would try to fight the isolation feeling because I didn't like it. But I heard a wise woman talk about isolation. She said that your isolation is designed for a purpose. And then she said, isolation is designed to teach you boundaries. Your isolation is designed to protect you. And then she says, don't despise the feeling of not fitting in with others. I said, wow. Wow. Isolation, she said, also prepares you for leadership. For leadership. And I was like, wow. And then she said that the very place where you feel isolated is a place where you will one day be valuable. I said, wow. When I think about my life, and I think about the different areas in my life where I felt rejected, where I felt like I was nothing, where I felt like I couldn't accomplish anything, I used to have low self-esteem in different areas in my life. And when I heard her say that, that freed me. Because that is so true. When I went back and I wrote these notes down, and I said, that is so true. God sometimes allow us to be isolated so that he can grow us, so that he can mature us. And aren't you glad that God allowed rejection to come your way? Because when I sit back and think about some of the things that I desired from God and I wanted so bad, God already knew that those things could have hindered me, could have killed me, could have set me back deeper than where I have been set back because of my decisions and things that I've made. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And being isolated is not a bad thing all the time. Now, it's not good when you try to isolate yourself. But if God isolates you, just know that is an awesome thing. And in that isolation, when God isolates us, I just believe that he is preparing. He's preparing us for something great. So in the isolation time that God has placed you in, just like a cocoon, the butterfly, the caterpillar sits in the cocoon. He's isolated. She's isolated because she's being prepared for something great. But I tell you today to stay in the process of isolation if God has you there, and allow him to develop you to become what he has created you for. And in that isolation time, you will begin to find out who you are. You'll begin to find out what your identity is in him. And then you'll be able to fly out of that cocoon once you've gotten all the things that you need. And then you can be a great access to someone else. You can be a great leader for someone. You can be a great mother, a great father, a sister, a brother, or whatever it is to someone. So just know that isolation is not designed to kill you. It's not designed to harm you, but it's designed to make you better and to make others around you better. So I say to you, be encouraged, my brother. Be encouraged, my sister. And know that God has an awesome plan for your life. So think it not strange when you find yourselves in these places, but know that God has a plan. And I say, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Because you have a purpose and you matter. So be blessed. I pray that this encouraged someone. Please share this. Thank you. Be blessed.